Yo,
What's
welcome back
going
to
on?
the Fine Looking Brothers talking about RWBY.
Let's.
Or this week's episode, should I say, Zack literally predicted this entire episode.
Yeah, this was not that. It was a great episode, but it wasn't that interesting to me because I did in previous. If you've watched previous episodes of Fine Looking Brothers, I predicted every single story beat of this episode already. But we can go through it, and I'll explain how I knew everything was already gonna
obviously.
happen.
We both have no notes for this episode. We're winging it because today we're actually recording this on Saturday instead of the Sunday. So because I'm literally in finals weekend and it's my last weekend in DC, so I'm literally doing everything at once. I don't have a lot of time. So we're doing this now. No rewatch, but I think this is pretty a simple enough episode to where we can discuss it without a rewatch.
All right, let's get right into it. Starts off with them getting off the boat, right?
Yep, they got off the boat and they're in Menagerie, and it's really cramped and crowded because they gave them a tiny ass fucking island.
Yeah, it's 2/3 desert. And then Son's like, why don't you just live in the desert? And she's like, it's not like your desert, son. I didn't explain that, but you should just know it. And then she points out, it's like, oh, look at that big castle there. I wonder where we're going. Oh, I don't know, here. No, it's the castle. Come on. That was really fucking clear.
I literally have, such a pet peeve. So it's like Blake some sort of fucking faunus princess.
Yeah, I guess she is the faunus princess.
That's,
when they pointed out the house,
why?
I'm like, oh, God, is she really a princess? And then she's like, we're going to that house. I'm like, oh, why?
I think this is, the first RWBY sort of story development that I am actually somewhat upset with.
It's not that.
It's not that big of a deal. I hate the show now, obviously, but it's I'm just kind of annoyed because to me one of the big points of Blake's character is that she was just a regular faunus that sort of succumbed to this pressure.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It is a little bit disappointing, but I think the way that they're handling it is not bad.
Yeah, it's disappointing, but they're handling what they have in the best way possible.
the normal story beat for that part would be oh, the princess is back. Blake, you've been gone for so long, but instead it's a much more organic reaction where it's just how's it been?
No one really noticed her. No one was oh, it's the princess. Everyone was just kind of minding their own business. So I don't know.
I assume he is the king, right? Literally,
yeah, he opens the door and he goes, ooh,
what?
Ooh. So is he a gorilla faunus? Is that what he is?
Is he not just a cat?
No, he doesn't have any. What does he have that's a cat?
What does he have?
I know his mom is pretty much the exact same faunus as Blake, but
I mean, I'm sure it has to come. Maybe it's like Pokemon, and your faunus type comes from your mother.
Did you watch the World of Remnant?
Not.
They literally explain this.
What is it?
It's if two different types of faunus mate, it could be a 50-50.
Oh, gender, right?
Yeah.
It's probably
it's
similar.
It's if a male and a female mate, it's a 50-50 chance which animal it's going to be.
Yeah. That makes it.
But you should watch that World of Remnant. It explains faunus genetics.
It's probably just controlled by one chromosome or one.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think because you get random whatever. This is not a genetics podcast. This is a RWBY podcast. Let's get back to RWBY.
Yeah. So, and then, I assume that they don't know about Blake's sort of backstory with Adam.
I think she'll explain it to them, but
it didn't seem like they do, because I feel if they knew what, the White Fang actually did to Blake, I feel they wouldn't even be associating with them. Because you saw how mad he got immediately.
Yeah, even when
Blake
he didn't,
tell you that.
even when she didn't say anything about what actually happened, just the fact that his daughter was against them, he
in
was
harm because of them.
He was immediately.
He knew something was up. Like, so, like, if they knew that, like, everything about that, there was no way they would be. But I feel like it hasn't, like, I feel like it's been a while, but it hasn't been, like, I feel like she must have seen them since she left the White Fang.
You think?
Because, like, didn't she join the White Fang when she was, like, a child?
Yeah.
Well, maybe she left with them when she was a teenager.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure the way it went down is she joined the Red Hooded dudes, which, by the way, I called them being the menagerie branch of White Fang.
So 100%.
She joined them, and that's how she got to Vale, right? She went with the White Fang and got relocated.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then she met Adam and became, like, second.
And I assume at that time it was, like, a big honor, because it seems like everyone liked the White Fang around there.
Yeah, they seemed
Blake's
like
dad.
good guys, even though they're clearly not.
Yeah, I fucking, like...
Right, in
when
a society of all
when they were saying all the bullshit to Blake's dad, I'm like, they're literally bullshitting, and they're gonna walk away and be like, oh, let's tell
Yeah, exactly.
And literally, that's what happened.
Like, everything in this episode was so predictable.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, it was still a great episode, but I think it was definitely the weakest episode of the volume.
Definitely.
Yeah, but it's still, like, an amazing episode. That just shows you how good this show is.
It feels like
it definitely
that episode
felt
was
like
long,
it definitely felt,
but like nothing happened really.
Nothing happened. She came home. The White Fang came. I love.
Little interactions.
The little interaction at the table, that was like the best scene.
I think the dialogue
I feel
in
like
this episode was hilarious.
Yeah, it was great. I love like the whole dynamic between Blake and her parents and like Son and Blake's dad and everything. It's hilarious. I'd like to see I like how like, Blake's mom was like, I like him.
I like him. Yeah. And I like Blake's mom.
Because you can't not like Son. I like every character. They're all great.
So, well, I wonder, was Blake, like, retconned to be the princess and have parents, or was that intended from the beginning? I would like to hear it if the creators weren't browsing
I don't
Japan.
know. I don't feel like this is a Monty thing, but it could very well be.
I would...
Because the maidens, which are such an integral part of the story now, weren't even at Monty.
Yeah, they were. They weren't original, but Monty did come up with them later. Right?
Are you sure? I thought they came up with it in between volumes. Oh yeah, so you might have come up with it like in between volumes 2 and 3.
Yeah.
They said. Yeah. But yeah, like
while they were partially done with volume 3.
I find it really, because I at first I was like, how did they not know that the White Fang invaded? And then I realized the CTT went out when all they saw was the Atlas troops. Like the CCT went out, like, right? Didn't the CCT, like, the communication stop before the White Fang unleashed the Grimm?
Wait, did the CCT go out before?
Because didn't they say the last thing people saw was Atlas troops firing on innocent people? Oh, we know the Atlas troops turned in the middle of the battle. So, my thing is, unless they just weren't watching or weren't listening to the radio, like, wouldn't they have known White Fang people showed up?
Maybe they just didn't show, because wasn't Cinder the one that was recording it, right, while it was broadcasting? Yeah, when they were on the roof. Yeah, probably just didn't show White Fang.
Okay. But yeah, like...
that seems like a very minor plot.
I find it really interesting how there's this, like, section of the world that, like, still, like, supports the White Fang because they have no idea what they did.
And they're all Faunus.
Yeah, that's true. But, I don't know, I feel like Blake's dad is going to be very easily... It seems like based on how mad he got, I feel like he's not going to be one of those, like, annoying dads that's just like, I don't see what the problem is, you're wrong. I'm right, and then he's gonna get proven wrong. I feel like he's gonna like actually listen to his daughter and be like, okay, we
already have one of those dads to fill the role, Weiss's dad. Right? Yeah. We don't need two.
I feel like I would like. I'm so sick of characters that like they're obviously gonna get proven wrong later and then like come around to helping. Like I'm hoping Blake's dad is the kind of character that's just like, okay, You're right. I believe
RWBY
you. Let's let's fuck
RWBY
them
has
up.
been really good about not doing that, which is like one
Yeah.
of my praises about the show. Like there was a part where
Mhm.
they could have really had this like really easy drama with like Ironwood disqualifying Yang, but it was like not. They just decided to not go with like the cliche story beat.
Yeah, they were like every character was very rationally behaved. They were like, okay, this is obvious what we have to do, and they're like, okay,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like it wasn't like, like that's one of my biggest praises for Ruby is that they don't take the easy route. I feel like this episode they did take the easy route a little bit with like Blake being a Faunus princess, but like I like how they'll like you'll think they're going for like a typical anime or story trope, and then they'll be like, no, we're actually going to resolve this like actual rational
Yeah,
people.
I think one
You
of
know
the
what I mean?
beautiful things about RWBY is like the fact that even though it looks weird, especially like volumes 1 through 3, it looks really weird, but it sounds weird, and it's just a weird show, but everything in it makes sense, a lot more than a lot of other shows,
Mm-hmm.
which look like they would make more sense.
It like I like the way it's told to where they do obviously have some exposition dumps every once in a while, but for the most part, you literally just see what the characters say. Like the only time they have
What a
exposition
remnant.
dumps is if a character genuinely does not understand something.
What do
Do
you
you get what
mean?
I'm saying? Like a lot of shows, they'll literally sit there for like 10 minutes and explain something in the history or something in the backstory of
They
someone.
do that in World of Remnants. They
Like-
keep it out of the show, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah, and I think it's great. And like obviously sometimes even in this episode they'll like take the time to explain to another character, and it is an exposition dump. Like the whole stuff about Menagerie in this episode was an exposition
But it
dump.
kind of fit in
like,
in
they'll
the
only-
conversation.
Yeah, they'll only do an exposition dump if like one of the characters just genuinely like doesn't know something, and like you know what I mean, and needs to be explained it. Like, and that's one of the good things because like there's so many shows we'll just sit there. One Piece is like I love One Piece, but it says literally where it will take like 10 minutes for just someone just spewing information, and like I guess that's a very long series, so it has time to do that. But like I don't know, I
They
get
also
kind
have
of
to
annoyed
save
sometimes when
on
it does that. I'm happy that
animation,
Ruby
so
doesn't
they
do
just
that.
show a static screen while someone explains something for 10
Yeah.
minutes. And they only
That's
have to
true,
animate 2 minutes
and-
of the episode.
Yeah, you're right.
Of course I'm right.
And that's why you should read the manga and not watch the anime. But enough about One Piece. Back to RWBY. This is, after all, the RUB space E space cast.
Yes.
I mean, honestly, so I think what's gonna happen is that these two White Fang members are gonna tell Adam. I think Adam's gonna come after Blake. And
I think what they're setting up is like all of the protagonists being tracked down at the same time, or at least Ranger and Blake, right? Well, like Ruby has Tyrion coming after her. Shit.
Yeah, we'll
What
get to that,
do you
but-
remember what the other 3 evil council members are?
so I know what's his name, Mustache Guy is
Watts.
going to meet the White Fang person.
Yeah, so
right?
he's going to Menagerie too.
He's going to Menagerie. Hazel is going to Atlas.
Atlas, so he's gonna go for Weiss probably.
Yeah, I assume he's going to do some shit at the what is it, the gala or whatever, the event that they're concert. I feel like that's what they're setting up on that end. Like he's going to throw the concert and they're going to like crash the fucking concert and ruin it.
Ooh, you think? I mean,
big event going on at Atlas. One of the villains going to Atlas.
Hey, one of my new favorite phrases is saying like Chekhov's and then something ridiculous. So that's, I mean, clearly that's Chekhov's event.
Chekhov's guy that looks like Faunus but isn't going to gala.
He might be a bear faunus.
I don't know, but
I think it'd be really funny
could be
if
real.
he was.
Anyone know if real?
Does anyone know Israel? Yeah, my dad works at Rooster Teeth. He just confirmed Israel.
Yep. And
I really want to put up an SSJ8 like a video just with like a badly photoshopped RWBY picture and just like imitate that video now.
Yeah, but my I have like what I was gonna try to get before is like I have like this fantasy scene that I hope happens in which it's sort of like the intro. You know how Adams goes after Blake, and you know how in the intro like Blake's all scared and Adam's trying to like kill her. Like they're in like this open space. Adam's like going after her, and she's like, "Ah."
Yeah, is that the desert? You think that's gonna happen?
I'm hoping that happens, and right when she's about to like get beaten by him, son fucking comes, her dad fucking comes, and they kick his ass. I think the most satisfying scene of all time would be Blake's dad beating the shit out of Adam.
You know the scene from the end of something Rick this way come, or something Ricked this way come from Rick and Morty, set to the DMX song, and they're just fucking beating up on him.
Oh my god, that would be yes, Blake's dad coming and beating the shit out of Adam while that song plays would be like my ideal scene.
That would be hilarious. But I mean, you know, I was gonna say I don't think that was gonna happen, but Adam is like kind of insignificant in terms of villains go. So, I mean, Torchwick's dead, right? Like, I think there's a chance that he gets the shit beaten out of him and dies, or is at least resigned for a while.
My thing is, Adam is very insignificant in terms of the like, the what do I call it? The big
picture.
The big overall, the big picture, like the Ozpin Salem War picture.
But
or whatever.
He's also really fucking scary.
But he's a very significant emotional hurdle for the character.
Yeah. Do you?
And I feel like he's very important in terms of that.
Yeah. Do you think he'd like actually be beaten when Yang is not around? What if they just come back? They're like, "Hey, we beat the shit out of Adam," and it's like, "Cool, he's out of
you're right." And I feel like what really needs to happen is that both Yang and Blake need to overcome him together.
Yeah.
I don't think it could, like, as much as I want to see that scene happen, I don't think it will. I think this might be I think Blake will. I could see Blake meeting Adam again this volume, though. It might not be the defeat of Adam, but it might be like another.
All right, here's what I think happens. Okay, so this is like really really fucking like out there, but Yang and Taiyang decide, all right, we can't just sit by anymore. Taiyang goes off to like go find Ranger. Yang goes off to go find Blake. And then they, you know, like they meet and they fight Adam, and they punch him and he's like, ow, and he dies, and they like make out on top of his body, and it's like perfect ending. And Taiyang also does some stuff,
and then like
that's not important.
During this time, they knocked over a bee's nest, and while they're making out over his body, like a bunch of bees fly around them.
That would be ironic, wouldn't it? Isn't it ironic?
And then Son looks all pissed, and then Jerry Seinfeld like lands on his shoulder and is like, "Hey, don't sweat it."
And then some slap bass, or Frolic,
directed by Miles. Frolic would work well.
Anyway,
zooms in on Son's face, looking upset as Yang and Blake make out.
Everyone's already exited out of this video at this point, so we can just say whatever.
So when Curb Your Enthusiasm season 9 comes out, we have to do a Curb.
Yeah,
cast,
this is a Curb Theory cast now. What do you think Larry's going to be doing next season?
Is he still in New York? He just got, I think the season 8 finale, he got like publicly booed out of living in his apartment complex, so he has to leave.
Okay. So wait, is he still avoiding like?
Oh no, he did leave. It ended with him and Leron in France.
Okay, so he's in France now.
Yes. Okay. Well, back to
Alright.
Ruby. But yeah, I do think there's going to be an encounter between Adam and Blake this like volume. But at this point, at the pace things are going, I don't think the four team members are going to reunite by the end of the volume.
Yeah, probably not. I don't. Didn't we
Because we still
discussed
need
this
more
in an
time to
earlier
get.
one.
We did. Like Weiss, I think I feel like the last. I think that I could see the last episode of the volume being super long, and having like all the conclusions to all four.
Well, the last
Do
one
you
was
agree
also
with me?
really long.
Like I could see the last volume being around 30 minutes, like
Yeah.
the volume pre-finale, and you'll have like the conclusion. You have like the event or whatever, the concert. You'll have the something with Blake, something, you know what I mean, like something with Yang. Probably, what I assume is gonna happen is that Tyrion's gonna
Find her.
probably he's gonna I could see him capturing like Ruby,
Pretty sure he's
bringing
going
her to like wherever Salem.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna hurt her in some way. And
Do you think he's gonna capture her though and bring her back to Salem?
Probably, but I'm not sure.
And I feel like if the thing I'm excited about that though is if he captures her and bring her back to Salem, I think we're gonna finally learn like how Summer died.
What, you think they're finally gonna talk about that?
Because I think they killed Summer. I think that's like, I think like that group.
Probably Hazel.
Maybe even Tyrion himself. One of them.
Wasn't
killed
Hazel
Summer.
the one who made the comment about the silver eyes?
Oh yeah, he said we dealt with their
Yeah.
kind before, and obviously that's like referring
You
to
think
Summer.
Tai Ying's gonna get there right as Ruby gets captured and it'll be like, no. Hi, I'm Johnny Lawrence. Anyway.
And then Tyrion looks at him and goes, "That's not the voice." And takes
He
her.
slams on the table. Anyway, I went in this episode when they walk away and they're like, "Let's tell Adam where she is." I was like, "No!" And then it immediately cuts to the barmaid, and I'm like, "No, yes!"
The barmaid is literally like my number
Holy
two favorite
fucking
character in
shit!
this
She
whole
is
show.
so hot. It's wonderful.
She is like, yeah, but like I was like, oh, we're gonna see her again. I didn't think we were gonna see her again. And then like Tyrion shows up and I'm
He
like,
was like, no,
like
yes, no.
what did he ask? Like what did he ask her? He asked her if he could help him with
She can
something.
help him find someone.
So if I saw this Orochimaru looking fuck walk
He
into
does
my
look like
bar
an Akatsuki
and like
member.
do a weird tongue thing and then laugh
Wait,
like that, I'd
wait,
literally
hold
be like,
on,
I'm
hold
not
on.
gonna help you with anything.
What tongue thing, homie?
He didn't like lick
What
his
tongue
lips or
thing,
something?
homie?
What are you quoting?
Nothing. Anyway, Tyrion.
Okay. Didn't he like lick his like lips or
He
something
did,
and
yeah,
stick out
he
his tongue?
did.
Yeah, and I'm literally just like if like this guy walked into my bar and asked me for help, I would not help him. I'd literally be like, no, sorry, get out. But then he could probably kill
Yeah,
her. So.
I think like someone that crazy and intimidating, I wouldn't want to like set him off. I'd just be like, yeah, it went that
But
way.
yeah, she hasn't seen Team Ruby though. That's the thing. She only saw Crow and Raven.
That's true.
So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I feel like Ranger and Tyrion's paths are going to cross very soon. It's Chekhov's crazy guy.
Chekhov's Akatsuki member. I dub Tyrion Chekhov's Akatsuki member.
Yeah, so like all in all, this was a very simple, straightforward episode. Not much to theorize about, but like it was a good episode. I'm still pretty disappointed in Blake being a Faunus princess.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that takes away a little from her character. But you know what? They're handling it pretty well so far, and I'm like looking forward to seeing how they handle it. Because yeah, I wonder if that was I still obviously wonder if that was a Monty thing or a Miles and Carrie thing, but we'll see.
I would like
Anyway.
them to talk about that if they weren't like perusing Japan right now, just getting all the bitches.
Yeah. Oh my god! Like all their tweets. Like if you're not following Miles, Carrie, and Gray on like Twitter, like go follow them. It's like literally all their tweets. Them going to like
It's hilarious.
then going to like RWBY fan events. It's literally just like going on for 10 minutes about how much they love Japanese toilets. Like literally, it's like so good.
How do you spell Akatsuki?
10 out of 10. Akatsuki. I'll spell it for you. Yeah,
I got it. Yeah.
Akatsuki. I've actually been reading Naruto again, so like.
Suki.
Why are you looking
I'm
at
about to tweet it out on the vlog Twitter.
Oh.
Because I think this is the funniest quote. The funniest name for something. Anyway.
He literally is like a fucking Orochimaru,
He is, right?
though.
Literally
it's
the
like,
same character.
Wait, let me see who plays Orochimaru. Maybe it's the same
Oh my
voice
god,
actor.
if it is. I don't think they're even trying to hide
So
it.
me and my roommate have been watching. We probably shouldn't talk about this on the RWBY cast, but we've been watching.
No one's
the
watching it. Hey,
old
leave a
Naruto
comment.
Cartoon Network.
Leave a comment if you're watching right now, please.
But anyway, to sort of, it's not. It's he's played by Steve Bloom.
Who's that?
Yeah, he plays Spike in Cowboy Bebop.
Oh shit.
And he plays Amon in.
Oh yeah,
Korra.
yeah. Wait, I think we met him.
You guys met him.
I met that dude. Man, I met all these people before they were in RWBY. What the fuck?
He's not
Wait,
in
what?
RWBY.
I thought you just said he played Tyrion.
I said Steve Bloom plays Orochimaru. Josh Grell plays Tyrion, who you met.
So I met both of them.
We did meet Josh Grell.
Josh Grell's
yeah.
fucking wonderful.
But speaking of meeting people,
oh.
by the time we are recording the podcast next week, when we will be sitting around next week talking about RWBY, I will have met Aaron, Zack, and Kara Everly,
record.
Who, if you do not know,
intro.
are the voices of Weiss and Blake and Weiss in RWBY. So that's going to be that's going to take up like half the podcast next week. But if you want to prevent school shootings, go watch a video called Evan.
No.
It's just called Evan.
Cut this part. Cut it. Cut this part out. Cut it. Cut the video. Cut the podcast.
There was a school shooting at Beacon. Sad day. Good night.